I try to prepare upstairs mentally, but Miguel wouldn't allow me. So if I botched this one, you know why. Thanks. So over the weekend, I celebrated my 3-year anniversary of my release. I remember, well, you know what? Before I get started, let me show you this poem that helped guide me in my transition. I'm a bit nervous. No matter how straight the gate, or no matter how charged with punishment the scrolls, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. This affirmation is a reflection of my transformation after 20 years in prison. I remember when I walked through those doors, there was a lot of things I had to work on. Lots of challenges. I think a lot of the staff here could attest to the difficulty in my transition. But I stand here before you now and in a much better place, thanks to this place in the community here. I went to Mass yesterday, and one of the stories one of the readings was a Moses story, and I find this very interesting about Moses because Moses slayed an Egyptian. He murdered an Egyptian and he hid him in the sand, and then later he fled, and he had to live like in hiding. As we know Moses' story, he later became the greatest prophet in the Old Testament. Him murdering someone didn't define him. His story is one of transformation, one of perseverance. And I feel that that's the story for a lot of us here. We come here, we have our backgrounds. You know, we shouldn't let the tattoos, the zip codes that we're born in, our criminal records define us. I'm grateful to this place here for what it's done for me. It's helped a lot of people. We heard Bianca last week, how she said that, you know, she got off probation, and if it wasn't for this place, she don't know how it would have happened. Hilda shared a lot of her story and how the classes helped her in her transformation. And on Friday, Anthony, he talked about the integrity of leadership and the skills and the tools he's picking up to become a better and just leader for our community here. And another part of Moses' story, I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing track here about Moses, but I feel like his story reflects a lot of what's happening here. In the reading yesterday, they talked about after he freed the Israelites from Egypt, they went into battle for the land that they were going to inherit. And when they went into this battle, he had this staff that was symbolic. It symbolized like divine guidance. And as he held it above his head during battle, the Israelites were winning. But whenever he would grow weary and tired and like put it down a little, they would start to lose the battle. And so his brother Aaron and a man named Hur came to his assistance, and they held his arm so that he could keep the staff above his head. Eventually the Israelites won this battle. But that too mirrors what happens here at Homeboy Industries, where we too find strength in one another. We lift each other up when we grow weary on our path to transformation and healing. But I don't want to get too long-winded about this, so I'll close in saying that I just want to thank everybody that helped me in my journey to healing. And I also want to encourage all the trainees here. I was a trainee once, and I did a lot of work. I'm happy to say that you look at me now and I know that you don't see the 20 years in prison, but that's because I showed up and I did the work. I needed God, but he also needed me to do my part. And you need to show up and do your part. And again, don't let the gang tattoos define you. Don't let your zip code, your criminal history, don't let these things define you. And remember that no matter how straight the gate or how charged with punishment the scrolls, you are the masters of your fate and the captains of your soul. Thank you.